folks. If you deal with home builders in your day-to-day, this is a platform you need to have. Let me jump in and show you what it's got. So we look at 6,472 builders every month to see who makes up the top 500 builders in Queensland. Now, when we bring them all together, this list does change weekly as builders come in and out of the top 500, depending on how many contracts they're signing each month. If you look up here, the top 500 makes up about 83% of the total market value of builds in Queensland, and they're on track to build about the same as last financial year, a bit over that 20,000 mark. Average contract prices are on the increase, up to 475,000 now, and Metricon are obviously the fastest growing this financial year. They're having a cracker. They're going to double their numbers from last financial year, and FRD Homes are having a brilliant month. So a few little pointers there, but as we jump into the data itself, we look at obviously the rank of each builder, the name, suburb where they're based, last financial year's builds, this financial year's builds, and so you can sort by any of these factors. A really important one is percentage growth. So this is how quickly the builders are growing year on year. And if you sort by this, you can look at all 500 builders, who are the fastest growing builders in the state, who are the up and coming builders, who are the builders you need to be talking to, particularly in each region. So it's a great way to assess who's up and coming in the different parts of Queensland. We then look at the revenue of each builder for last financial year and this financial year and the average contract price. Now, average contract price, you may deal with a luxury set of products that you're providing to builders. That's a critical way to say, okay, I want to find builders with $850,000 or above for their average contract price. They're building a luxury product. That's who I want to target. And you can do that by sorting by average contract price. Or on the other side, you may want to target that $350,000 to $500,000 builder who's doing more of that volume, first home buyer, investment sort of spec. And you can do the same through here. So that's a great way to assess builders and find who you need to be talking to. Now, if you want to look at look at some details on the builders, you can jump into here. Now, we jump for every single builder. We have a considerable set of data which we're continually adding to each week. So this, for the time being, we have the CEO and the procurement contacts, the licensee details, all of the social links, office contact details, and then we look at month on month how many contracts is each builder signing, so you can get a bit of a gauge of what their upcoming build pipeline is looking like. We look at revenue and we also look at contracts. You can also look at the history of the builder, and this is a great conversation starter around where the brand has come from, how long it's been around. In Ausbuild's case, they've been building since 1992, so they've got a rich history, and you can see exactly how the brand's progressed over the years since then. So this data is available for all 500 builders, and we're continually building upon it and adding new features every week. Now, the report, as you can see, all the way down, takes in builders from 1 to 160, all the way through to 500. And so there's a lot of data there. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of builders. So if you want to start to sort through the builders and understand, you can also search. So we might search, say, all right, builders that are in Maroochydore. We might search builders that are part of the GJ Gardner Homes franchise group. You can see individually how they're all progressing and who's making the sales, who are the fastest growing franchises. Same thing for Stroud. You can look at the individual franchises there. We've also added a map feature. So this is fantastic if you deal with the regions in Queensland. If you're looking to, say, work into North Queensland and say, who are the biggest builders in Townsville? Who are the biggest builders across the Whitsundays? Who's doing the volume and who do I need to be talking to? Well, you can see where they're located and who are the builders which you should be talking to in each of these regions, so you can help your business development team get onto, particularly when it comes to Townsville and Cairns and cities like that. So this is a really valuable tool when you're seeking to get into that level of detail for these builders. So that's the top 500 report. We have the top 15 available for you for free, exactly the same data. It's got the top 15 and it's free access, so you can get a taste of what it's all about. The top 50 is available for $50 a month, and that captures quite a large portion of the volume builders in Queensland. And then the top 500 is the premier piece of data. If you are dealing with builders in Queensland, if you're selling to builders in Queensland, this is the most up-to-date information you can have on who's doing what, who's growing, and who you need to talk to in those businesses. So for me, it's a no-brainer. If you're selling to home builders in Queensland, jump on board. If you'd like any more information, please reach out. Thanks for having a look at the site.